you wrote down quarter 1, week 2, day 10, give yourself a star for each of those things. You didn't circle it and fix it, make sure your name's on there. Start if you got it. If you did not, it's right here, babe. Circle it and fix it. And everything's done in pen, Lonnie. What's your number? 829. There you go. There's your pen. Put your pencil down. Use pens at this point. All right, for number 1, we're doing expanded notation. If you wrote down expanded notation, give yourself a star. And if you wrote down the problem of 265,124, give yourself a star. All right, we're going to look at each digit and see its value. So if we look at the 2, we know it's in the hundred thousands position. So if we have 2 of those, what's its value?
200,000.
So if you wrote down 200,000, give yourself a star. If you did not, circle it and fix it because that's the moment you made your mistake. We're going to add that to the value of 6, and 6 is in our 10,000s position, so if we have 6 of those, we have
60,000.
So we're going to put down 60,000. If you got 60,000, give yourself a star. If you did not, again, circle it. That's where your mistake was made. Number 2, or the next one we're going to move on to is the 5. The 5 is in the thousands position, so if we have 5 of those, we have
5,000.
So the value of 5 is 5,000. Give yourself a star if you got it right, and circle it if you got it wrong. Right with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you very much. We're going to move on now to the 1, and the 1 is in the hundreds position. So if we have 1 of those, how much do we have?
100.
We have 100. So we're going to circle or star that if we got it right, and circle it if we got it wrong. Continuing on with the 2, it is in the tens position. So if we have 2 of those, the value of that is
20.
20. So start if you got 20, circle it if you did not. And then our final number is in the ones position. There's 4 of them, so we have 4. So give yourself a star for that or circle it. So your final answer is 200,000 plus 60,000 plus 5,000 plus 100 plus 20 plus 4 equals 265,124. If you get finished early, you can always justify your answer by going back and adding all of those up to make sure that they do actually equal that amount. That's a way to justify it. All right, if you got it correct, would you please put your hands high to the sky? If you got it incorrect, put your hands on your head. I need every hand someplace. You're either here or you're here. Richard, where are you, baby? Thank you. Excellent. Put your hands down. I'm thinking 10 days into this, we all know what we're doing. You have a quiz over it today, so go ahead and write that personal reflection about what you know and understand that you're going to use today on the quiz to ace it. Andrew, right now you're using a pen, so the pencil needs to be put down. You need to be in your seat checking your DMR. Thank you. Emily, you have a question? Key statement. All right, key statement's next. Who's got it? Emily.
The value of a digit is determined by its position.
Please write it down. The value of a digit is determined by its position. Everybody say it.
The value of a digit is determined by its position.
Thank you. Get that finished, and we'll move on to question number 2. Anybody want to share their personal reflection before we move on? Make sure it's math sound, not just I'm awesome. We know you're awesome. We want a reflection that's embedded in math a little bit, okay? Lexi, what you got?
I can understand the value of each digit.
You can understand the value of each digit. What can you understand about them?
I understand how much they're worth.
Okay, all right. Anybody else? Jade and T?
I know I can determine the value of a digit
By doing what?
by rounding, or no, not rounding, but
It's harder than it looks to write good personal reflections. I know that we say we understand how to find the value of a digit, but I want to know how you find it. How do you know that? Emily?
I know you must put a cosine after every number.
And that just helps you with knowing how to do expanded notation. All right, we need to work on that a little bit. Let's move on though. Question number 2, give yourself a star if you wrote down the estimate. On the quiz today that we're going to have, I have over and over when we do this, people forget that word estimate and they go ahead and do multiplication because in regular class we're doing multiplication with decimals. Please remember that I'm asking you to estimate, okay? If you wrote down your problem of 20 and 294 thousandths times 8 and 91 hundredths, give yourself a star. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at this 20 and 294 thousandths. We know that 20 is our whole number. We know that what's going to happen to 20? What are our 2 options here, Brandon?
Look at the round.
Well, what are the options of the answer? For 20.
20. Can go up.
So it can be what? If it goes up, what is it?
21
And
19.
oh.
No, 19. If you go to 21.
Or
it can go to 21.
or it stays at 20. We don't go down to 19, do we? No. So we have to look at our decimal, our piece, that fraction of a number. And we look at 294 thousandths. Now let's think about it. Everybody close your eyes and think of that number line. We're between 0 and 1. Where does that fall? Closer to the 0 or closer to the whole? Where's it going to be? Closer to what?
0.
Closer to 0. Because it's at 0, we're going to keep this at 20. So if you had that thinking going on, excellent. Start for 20. Circle it if you did not get 20. We're going to move on to 8 and 91/100ths. So we're looking at 8 being the whole number. So what are our options for our answer for 8? What's it going to possibly be? What do you think, David? What's the option here for this number? It's either going to be what or what? 8 or 9. So now we're going to look at that decimal piece, that fractional piece. We know it falls between 0 and 1. What's it closer to, 0 or 1? Sebastian? It's closer to 1, so that tells us we're going to take it to 9. So 8 and 91/100ths, we're going to round to 9. So give yourself a star if you've done that. If you didn't, circle it and fix it. Now we're going to use some mental math skills here, and we're going to look at 20 times 9. We can do this in our head. We're going to take the 9 times the 2, which gives us an 18, and plug on that 0 for 180. So if you got 180 as your final answer, give yourself a star. If you did not, circle it. If you got it correct, give me thumbs up. If you got it incorrect, give me thumbs down. Everybody has thumb up or down? Show me. I think we're good. We're going to be passing this quiz today. Excellent. Shalandra, are we good? Excellent. Go ahead and write your personal reflections. Just a second. Everybody's excited about key statements today, right? Or do you want to share your personal reflections? Anybody want to share a personal reflection? Malia, what you got?
I know that when you round, you either round up or you stay the same.
Okay, I think that's important. A lot of people make the mistake of wanting to round down. We don't want to do that. Think about if you have $1.50 in your pocket, are you going to say that you have $2, $1, or no money? You wouldn't say, I don't have anything. So we don't round down. Got another one?
Mm-hmm. I understand how to round it up or stay at the same number.
Okay. Bella? Excellent. We're ready for key statement. Give it to me, Bella.
Rounding helps us find a reasonable answer.
Everybody say it. Rounding helps us find a reasonable answer. Thank you very much. Make sure you have that written down. Personal reflections, key statements. We're going to move on to question number 3. Everybody's ready? Okay, if you wrote down addition, give yourself a star. And if you wrote down the problem of 36/100ths plus 62, give yourself a star. You did that. All right. This one's a little bit tricky. Usually we get in trouble because we look at the first number and then we look at that next number and there's not a decimal in there. So we have to think, okay, it's a whole number. Do whole numbers have decimals?
Yes.
Yeah, we know where they are. So we want to make sure that we put that in there because when we're adding or subtracting decimals, we have to make sure our place values line up. So when you do this,
Yes.
we need to make sure that the decimals line up. Now, some of you maybe did it this way. Is that correct? Yeah, you add your zeros in for those placeholders. Is there a way to do it another way? What's there other option that you could have done? Eric.
You could have put 62 on top and then just put your decimal point at the bottom of the 3600.
Like this?
Yeah.
Excellent. So that's an option. Does that work? Absolutely. What else could we have done here? Liv? We could have done it mentally, ladies and gentlemen. We're along here enough to know that we've got a whole number, we have a piece, you just put them together. So either way works. Your final answer should be 62 and 36/100ths. However, your path was. Give yourself a star for that. If you didn't get it, circle it. Show the work where you made your mistake. I'm assuming if there was a mistake made, it's a decimal issue. So, if you got it right, hands high to the sky. If you got it wrong, hands straight out like this. Where are we at? No one made that mistake today? Yay! Excellent. All right, put your hands down. Write your personal reflections. Megan?
I understand how to add decimals line to month and get answers.
Okay. Somebody else? When's somebody new that I haven't talked to? Alex?
I understand that when you're adding decimals, you have to line all decimals up.
You have to line the decimals up when you're adding them. All right, excellent. Key statement, who's got that one for me? Madison?
When adding or subtracting, all place values must line up.
Excellent. When adding and subtracting, all place values must line up. Let's all say it. When adding or subtracting, all place values must line up. Thank you very much. Get all that written down, and then get ready for middle math.